Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to cover the newest hero Eve and whether you should summon on her or not. So the first thing I would like to mention is how she got nerfed compared to the leaks. So her runes in the leaks said when any ally deals damage, Eve will apply 5 stacks of corrode. This is changed now to after Mystifiers deals damage, the corrode will be applied, which is a massive nerf to the Eve and the teams they wanted to try her in, such as Phantoms with Narisa, because the corrode application would go insane. But yeah, since she got highly nerfed in the runes, I'm not going to purchase them and I will remain to get the epic version once she is free. As for the second part, it remains the same. So overall, she's a lot weaker than she was supposed to be. And another thing that got nerfed is her ult force. So this was up to 3 additional strikes in the leagues, but now it's only 1. And this is pretty insane for Mystifiers because the more actions Mystifiers have, they will apply more corrode. So this being only 1 is also yet another nerf. But she's coded correctly. Everything so far I have tested is coded correctly. So the shields do apply in the PvP. The allies do gain additional action both in PvE and PvP. And the additional extra damage does counter Lucifer in a way because Lucifer will heal your attack and make you deal pretty much close to 100 damage. But if you apply too much corrode, then 100 damage will get times 50. So like times 5000%, and yeah, you will actually deal damage. So there's a difference if you play Eve in Mystifiers against Lucifer and when you not, and the difference is actually really felt. And another thing I wanted to mention is her ultimate spamming is far better than Pandora's. She spams like twice more ultimates. Issue is she doesn't deal nowhere near her damage because she doesn't have the scaling that Pandora does. But if you scale her up with someone like Lucifer, she absolutely can deal insane damages. Another good thing about her spamming ultimate, she will constantly keep applying the corrode, and you pretty much will have like 150 stacks of corrode in the first round in PvP, which is absolutely insane. We never reached such numbers in PvP, and especially if the enemy hero dies and purifies your corrode stacks, it's like she will reapply them all so fast you won't even notice you lost all of the corrode stacks. So she's definitely one of the best, if not the best Mystifier we have had in a while, but she does require a lot of around her. So for her to properly work, you will definitely need Tiamat, because Tiamat does increase the stacking limit of the corrodes, and it actually works because if you look at Arcane Bastet, apparently she also does that, but once you take a look in the battle, she doesn't actually do that, because it says for every round the Sacred Cant and the Divine Bird remain on the battlefield, the corrode stack limit is increased by 5 for all allies. This just doesn't work. I have tested it, and for me I didn't notice any difference, so I actually do end up have to use the Tiamat, because Tiamat's corrode limit actually does work and you can reach insane numbers with them. Another hero you really want to pair with Eve is the Astrid, because Astrid keeps stunning enemies when the 5 corrodes are applied, and with Eve you apply 5 corrodes every 2 Eve ults and you do about 20 Eve ults, so enemy team is permanently stunned. So she's basically Elisha to Arcane Dorabella in this case. So Astrid is Elisha and Eve is Arcane Dorabella, so enemies are permanently stunned and they can't move. You don't even have to run Tsuki, you can keep Tsuki for another Mystifiers team, so Tsuki will be strengthening up another Mystifiers team, whereas Eve will be enough for the main team. Here you can see that Eve ults at the start of the round immediately, because we do have 35 corrodes, so she will cast the ultimate twice and then apply tons of corrodes. And now, because we have the action additional, you will see Lucifer casting action twice, and you will see every other hero casting their ultimate twice. Dullahan will do it 3 times because he's the second fastest hero, and Astrid makes the second casting hero to cast ultimate additional times, but every other hero will keep casting them twice. So that means her ult force is actually working in the PvE, and as you can see, she keeps applying insane amounts of corrodes in the battle. Gaia will ult 3 times because her legendary runes are allowing her to do double actions, and then Eve just keeps on ulting because the corrode keeps on increasing, so it's a pretty much never ending thing. And also another thing is you can see all enemies are pretty much stunned from Ashrid and the Eve combo, apart from Clodo because she didn't get targeted, but it's pretty RNG stun, it's not reliable, but considering how many corrodes you apply, it's almost every time enemies will be stunned. So yeah, her outforce does work, she's really strong, but the issue remains in PvP. She's not going to be broken because the Mystifier synergy simply is not strong enough. Even with 8 Mystifiers I tried, it's just simply not strong enough to take down the usual strongest synergies, which is Ethereals, Avengers, Phantoms, and even Dooms. Here is another example of Eve in the Lost City, floor around 500, with the Shadow Arts Trail, so we're using the Mystifiers with Lucifer, and she pretty much clears this without any issues. She's just so strong in PvE, but she's not required because in PvE we are pretty much capped, and Pandora with Arcane Doorbella are already clear entire PvE on their own. So if you are going to summon for PvE, there's absolutely no reason because you already have the mentioned heroes pretty much, and she's mostly for PvP in my opinion. Even though she's great in PvE, as I said, it's already capped and there's no reason to push heroes for PvE when we don't need to, unless they make some content that is pretty much locked behind her. You're not in a way forced to summon on her. So her damage is absolutely insane, but yeah. And here's the corrode doing damage. Another thing I noticed with her in a team is enemies often take the corrode dot more times than enough, and I will showcase that next. So here's the fight with Mystifiers. I'm not using Tsuki in this case, and I don't have a single attack scaling hero in this team apart from Ashrid, which is not enough against Tsuki. Tsuki will steal all of my attack, but I will still simply win because there's no way for enemies to move. So at the start of the battle, Odin already got stunned, but that's the initial stun from the Ashrid, which gets cleansed because it's stunned in the round 0. In round 1, we're starting with 2 ultimates from Eve instantly, and Odin just pops. Odin instantly dies because... So the reason why Odin died instantly is because the relic synergy of Mystifiers does damage when a Mystifier synergy mate attacks a target with a corrode debuff. So it has a 15% chance to deal 1 instance of corrode damage, and because there's a lot of corrode damage, or rather a lot of corrodes on Odin, the instance of damage just becomes insane. So enemies will just keep popping because Eve is the only Mystifier hero that can hit that many times to actually proc the 15% chance of it actually triggering. She's the only Mystifier hero that can actually do that, to actually have insane odds of proccing that damage, as you can see right here, and it will keep happening throughout the battle every time. She's the Mystifier hero that can actually kill enemies during the rounds without even doing any damage. As you can see, the damage I'm dealing is pretty much nothing because all of the stats have been stolen by Tsuki, and they have Tiamat on the team to even further decrease my attack. So I'm not actually even killing them with skills, I'm simply killing them with the corrode damage that is getting triggered by the relic synergy, which doesn't care about my attack apparently, even though it should. I believe it says in the text. Okay, never mind, it doesn't. So corrode damage is looks like it's coded to be some kind of flat damage or something, I'm not sure. So as you can see, all of the enemies are stunned because of the Ashrid. So yeah, I'm simply just killing them with the corrode instance of damage from the relics. And as you can see, all heroes are doing double action, so her outforce is also working in this case. But yeah, I will just keep on killing them from the instance relic damage, which is really great because we never really saw that in action until now, because no other Mystifier can ult as many times as Eve can. Maybe even adding something else to this, but it strictly says it's a Mystifier synergy mate, so adding something like Pandora or Narissa wouldn't proc it, unfortunately. But yeah, if her runes were like on the leaks, and if her old force was more like on the leaks, she would be far better hero. But it, like this damage, this is from the relic synergy. But yeah, because she's not a priority in my opinion. She's really strong hero, especially if you get her at just 6 stars. She can do all the old spams, but if you can get her to 9 stars, it would be really nice. although that's a bit expensive, especially for free-to-play players, so that's really unreal. But if even if you can get her up to 8 stars for more additional loot spams, it would be enough to do this, like what I'm doing right now, to kill them by the relic synergy, because she would just simply spam so many ultimates it would kill them. But I do believe she will make the place in the main Mystifiers team, or even make a new Mystifiers team with Astrid now, and perhaps we could remove Gaia from here and add another hero and move Gaia to another Mystifiers with Tsuki. So should you summon on her over someone like Arcane Dorabella? The answer is no, because Arcane Dorabella is still needed for the Rift Odyssey, whereas Eve doesn't really cut it. Arcane Dorabella is still slightly more reliable and slightly stronger, but Eve is a really fun hero, so only summon if you have access to resources. But I do believe that the other two heroes like Venus and Babylon might be stronger, because as I said, they made Eve Mystifier only. Unfortunately, if she wasn't, I would suggest going for her. Otherwise, if you're someone who gets all heroes to like 7 to 8 or 9 stars and can afford it, I do suggest to summon her. She's definitely one of the main heroes for the Mystifier teams, and she's quite unique in terms of Mystifiers. So I do believe that maybe someday she will have a place in PvE as well, because of how many times she procs her ultimate. We just need to find a way to buff her accordingly. So as of right now, if you're summoning right now, I do suggest Arcane Dorabella still, because of the Rift Odyssey and other PvE content she excels in. But apart from that, if you do really want Eve, you can grab her. She's not all that terrible. As for the Ayushta, do not summon her, because she will enter Oracle Store in like 2 to 3 weeks. Arcdina is purely PvP hero, and Everhand Diana is just a more expensive Ophelia. And Sourceborn Marina is really great, but she does require 8 stars and 12 stars ideally to be a 100% Phantom Illusion removal hero. But other than that, she's really strong. But she will enter Oracle Store also in the next season, so as of right now, Arcane Dorabella for sure. Eve, if you really want to have fun with your Mystifiers, and the rest of the heroes you can safely skip. So I will also be doing giveaway in this video. As you know, the rules are simple. Just comment your Discord username so I can find you if you win. If you don't do that and win, I will just simply skip you. And yeah, because of I don't have a lot of time to contact people. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.